Tonight we are once again looking at NIO stock, and tonight it's time for my NIO stock forecast. So of course, just remember everything that I say in this video is just my personal opinion, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm just somebody on the internet with an opinion, and of course tonight you're just going to be witnessing my opinion. If you want to check out some other videos on NIO stock, of course do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000. If you could just take a second to press that little red subscribe button, it would be appreciated. Whilst I'm here, might as well state we have a Discord server, so we're obviously going to be talking about all kinds of stocks on there. Link is in the description if you want to join. Okay, so let's have a quick look at NIO stock price and have a look at the price action which we have been seeing over the past few days to help us make predictions on what might happen in the next few days, if not weeks. On the 1 day, you can see that NIO stock is actually up ever so slightly. It looks like we started off on a price point of, where were we at? Just below 27.58, let's say, and then we dipped all the way down to 27.14. Like I said, only a few pennies here and there, but it does actually all add up when the stock price is only valued at $27. So you can see we saw a sell-off which kind of reduced about 2% of the share price value from the high that we saw that morning. From there, though, we did manage to climb all the way back up to 28.24 on a percentage basis. That is another 2% plus gain if you're wondering. So you can see that that's actually not bad at all. And from there, we have kind of sold off, to be honest. I'm not really going to rule anything out in saying that we might sell off further in the future, but we have done a little bit of a sell-off towards later hours, as you can see on screen. Looking out to the 5 day, you can see really that we are kind of flat, but that we are still in the green. So we started off on about $23.94, so just under $24 on the start of the week, last week, Wednesday that was. From there, we are basically kind of, not really too much up from there. So we're on 23 at the start, we're on 27 now, so we've gained about $3 in a week. Honestly, not too bad for a stock. If you want to know what percentage that is, by the way, that's a 15% gain, even though it looks quite flat. Very nice to see a 15% gain on a stock. Looking out to the 1 month, you can see bigger gains, huge gains, in fact 28% in just a week or so on the most recent part of the month. However, on the whole month, we are technically still up about 50%, so clearly quite the rise in the share price in the last month. So decent work for NIO stock. So if you don't already know, NIO has been a stock which has been exploding. We're up about 700% on the year, and that's even from June or July. Actually, that's from May 20th. If you bought in on May 20th, you would basically be up right now about 724%, normal. Normal for a stock. Huge gains for NIO. I don't even need to say that. You guys already know that was huge gains. And of course, what is NIO going to do in the next few months and weeks, and especially days? So looking out to the next few days, what I can personally see is a little bit more of a sell-off. So if you didn't already know, NIO kind of did take a drop today. I mean, it did actually end up in the green in the end, but we did see quite the sell-off in the morning, and that's simply because basically people were selling off the stock as people. Well, I'm going to explain in this article. So we see on this fxstreet.com article, NIO stock price forecast. Basically, it starts a week in the red as investors sell their profits to lock in basically their money that they have made. So you can imagine how that one's going to work. If you've made 700% and you're an institution or whatnot, of course, that's huge, absolutely huge gains. So why not just take your profits? Of course, a little bit of profit taking is healthy for a stock. So it's nice to see that. However, what we can see for NIO is that we can probably see the stock price grow even further into the next few days and months. If we look here, basically the NIO stock fell 2.98% on Monday as broader markets basically dropped as well. So a lot of markets have been dropping. Recently, though, Tesla have apparently announced that NIO is gaining momentum in the EV sector, and of course that's a good thing, because if Tesla, which is the biggest EV manufacturer that people look up to basically, if they are saying that NIO is going to be big, NIO is probably going to be big. Of course, JP Morgan have an upgrade, showing how much of an optimist Wall Street has. So basically, Wall Street is optimistic, is a better way of putting that on NIO stock. They're kind of bullish, that's what it's saying. And that's of course a good thing, and that's of course an understandable thing if we look at the gains which the stock has had. So of course, looking at a little bit of the other highlighted parts of the article, we can see it's one of the best performing sectors of the year. Of course, that is the EV sector. Of course, it is going to be growing anyway, and investors are going to be looking at hyper growth stock and basically looking to allocate their investments. So of course, NIO has kind of had its big growth. I mean, I'm not saying that growth is over. It probably has got a lot more room to move. But as for investors, of course, they are looking for the next one to catch a 700% rise on. Of course, NIO might rise 2, 3, 400% in the next few years. But of course, if you're an institution trying to make as much money for your shareholders, of course, you are going to take that big 700% and try and reallocate it to another company. So of course, that's what's kind of happened in my opinion. I think we could see this into the next few days. We could see the share price drop a little bit into the next few days, but I think it's not really anything to worry about. If you look on the graph here, we've seen huge growths, a little bit of a sell-off there, huge growths here, a little bit of a sell-off there, you know, so on and so on. You can pick out many points in the graph where this kind of has happened, and I would not really be too worried. I can see it probably dipping a little bit lower than what it is at now, and hopefully growing from there. Once again, because I don't think that the growth in this stock is done at $27, $28, so hopefully we can see more growth on that one. Right, so just to finish us off, of course, you have already seen this on the channel before, but this is money.cnn, the cnnbusiness.com. Basically, it talks about stock analysts and what they say about certain stocks. Of course, tonight we have 16 analysts offering a 12-month price forecast on NIO. They have a median target, which is basically a middle estimate of $135.47, a high of $269, and basically a low of, I think it is, $44. So obviously the highest represents a 868.9% change, the middle represents a 386.9% change, and the lowest estimate even represents a 58% change. So that what they're saying is basically in their expectations on the lowest which it could possibly reach, we're looking at a 50% gain. So of course I would not really be too worried about the small drops which we may or already have seen in NIO stock, because of course, as we all know, investors do need to take profits at some point, especially if you're working for an institution or whatnot. So of course, not really too much to worry about in my opinion. Tell me what you guys' opinion is on the Discord. Link is in the description. See you over there. If you're not coming over there, please do watch another video on the channel. They will be on screen right now. Goodbye.